Hello, my name is Emmanuel. In this video, I'll be showing you a resource management application I developed using Powerapps Vibe. Powerapps Vibe allows you to build fully functional business application using natural language. So unlike your usual Canvas application where you are required to move controls around the screens and also input your functions, Power's Vibe allows you to achieve all of these with just prompts. So this particular application I'll be showing is one that allows organizations to be able to track what company resource is assigned to every employee. So imagine a large organization with thousands of employees where quite a number of them are required to have access to business critical applications, networks, and even devices. It becomes very, very important that the organization is able to know what resource is assigned to which employee at every point in time. And this application helps to achieve that. All right, let's go into it and see how it works. So when you get into the application, you can see the navigation. You can also see the privileges assigned to this logged in user. Some of these are assigned automatically based on different activities on the application, while the last two are assigned manually. For the dashboard, you can see the current activities on the application. So this is connected to Dataverse. So what we are seeing here is a live data from Dataverse. Then at the bottom here, we can see applications where this logged in user has been assigned as an owner. Then also on the computer side, we can see applications and networks where this logged in user has been assigned as a completer. So to create a new request, you come to the new request page and then you select an employee. So this employee I've selected, I'm getting a message that says that the request already exists and that if I need to assign additional resources to this person, I will need to go and reopen the person's profile within the application or request within the application. So we are going to see how that works very shortly. I'll go ahead to select an employee who has not been onboarded. So I'm selecting Sarah, and then to this right hand side you can see the different categories of resources that can be selected from, and then we have some pre-selected resources. So it's assumed that when a user joins the organization newly, they will be assigned all of these things as new employees. Additional items can be added, of course. So when you add, you can see the summary of the added items here. But I'm just going to remove all of these and then use the default selected ones. Then for applications, you can see that applications have both owners and completers. You can see that for both external applications and internal applications. Network have only completers, and then there is none for supervisor. There is none for laptop. So that means that laptop approval ends at the director's stage, while the other ones go through some other levels of approval. So we'll see all of that as we engage the application. So I'm just going to confirm submission of this. Okay. So we can see the notification. It says that this is currently pending the supervisor. So when I go to the supervisor's page here, let's refresh. Let's clear all the, okay, let's filter by onboarding. You would notice that there are no requests, and that's because this current user is not the manager of that employee that was selected at the beginning. So this is Emmanuel. When we check the all requests, I'm going to clear this. Let's check for onboard. So for Sarah, when you click on Sarah, you would see that Kelly is Sarah's manager. So we are going to use Kelly's profile to approve this request as the supervisor. So we are here at Kelly's profile. When you go to the supervisor's page, you can see Sarah's request here waiting for us to approve. So when I click on this, I can just select all, click on approve, click on submit, and then confirm submission. Now after the submission has been confirmed, so it's currently pending the director. So let's check the director's page here. Let's refresh. You will notice that there is nothing here, and that's because this user is not Sarah's director. So go back to the previous profile, which is Emmanuel's profile, and then when you come to the director's page here, currently blank, let's refresh. So when you refresh, you can see Sarah's profile here. When you click on it, you can see all the requested items, and then let's approve, scroll down, submit, and then confirm submission. Okay, so this is saying that it is currently pending owner's approval. So I'm going to check the owner's page here. I can see Sarah's request. Let's check other pages. You can see that other pages are currently blank or not having Sarah's request there. So I'm going to click on Sarah's request here, and I'm going to approve both of these, or let's say I want to reject one of these. So I'm approving one and rejecting one, and then when I attempt to submit, I get this message asking me to input a rejection comment. I'm just saying not required. Okay, approval, approve. All right, so when that has been approved, you see that it goes to the next stage. So as long as there is something that has been approved and that needs further approval, the request would always go to the next stage regardless of if anything was rejected along the way. Okay, so I've selected these two. Click on approve, submit, and then confirm submission. Okay, that has been attended to. So when I come to the network part, click on the network, approve, submit, and then confirm submission. And then it's awaiting the application completer. So when I come here, so you see that there are different owners and completers as we saw at the beginning. So at this completer stage, these two people can go ahead and approve, right? Either of them can approve this particular resource or item in this request. So I'm just going to approve since I'm already here. Click on submit and then confirm submission. Okay, so it's saying that it has been completed. Now let's check the all request page. Click on the profile there so we can see the one that was rejected. You can see the other ones that were approved. And when I come to the comment section, I can see the comments, rejection comment that was made. When I click on the view history, I can see the approval history for all the items. This is currently not showing all the approval history for all the items. So that needs to be worked on. And with that, we've come to the end of onboarding, the onboarding process in this application. So let's say at some point this employee was maybe moved to another department or was promoted, and they now need access to some other resources like networks and applications. Now, rather than creating a new request, which we cannot do as we saw at the beginning, we can reopen an existing or the existing request. And when you reopen the existing request, there are options for you to, or there is an option for you to remove active resources. Okay, so these are the active resources, the ones that were approved in the previous stage or stages, as the case may be. So we can remove some and then add new ones. So I'm going to, and of course, when we have one, we can't um, add the same thing multiple times. Okay, so I'm going to remove this and add something else just for us to see how that works. I'm going to add an application, and then I'm going to submit this request. So when this request has been submitted, you can see that it is currently pending the supervisor, and it is telling us that the director stage is skipped. So that's because the modification of requests have a slightly different workflow to that of onboarding. For modification of requests, the director's stage would be skipped. So when I come to the supervisor's page here, I click on refresh. So note that we are no longer doing onboarding. We are currently modifying a request. And of course, we shouldn't see anything here because this user is not Sarah's supervisor. Okay, now when I click on this, you can see we are on Kelly's profile here. Come to supervisor, and as we can see, it's already here. This is Sarah, this is modification, and it is pending the supervisor. When you click on it, you can select all, approve or reject as the case may be, but I'm going to approve all of that. You can see it is now pending owner. And when I come to the owner's page here, click on this. So like we saw, or like I said previously, Kelly also happens to be an owner for this DocuSign application. Okay, so that means either Kelly or Emmanuel can approve of this. So I've clicked on that, approve, submit, confirm, approval, and then it is pending the security. And like we saw before, the security page is not available for this user because they do not have the security permission or privilege on this application. So I'm going to use a different profile now, or the previous profile. As you can see, this profile has a security privilege assigned to it. So I'm going to refresh and then click on this serious and profile. You can see all the requests here, including the network that needs to be removed. So I'm going to select all. I'm going to approve. So I'm approving the removal of this. I'm also approving the addition of all of this. Okay, approve, confirm approval. So the next stage is the network completer. When I come here, you can see the profile here, or the request rather. And then for the request, I can click on this, approve. Okay, I'm just going to do this once. There needs to be additional validation there. So I need to confirm all of this. Okay, let me do this first. Click all of this, approve. Okay, so turn on confirmation for checked removal items before submission. So what it's simply saying is that I need to turn on this toggle to confirm that access to this network was done. All right, to confirm removal of this person from this network. So more validation needs to be done on this part. So confirm approval, and then it goes to the next stage, which is the completer stage. And when I come here, you can see the completer. So I'm a completer here, same as Kelly. So just approve and then go ahead and complete it. All right, so it's saying that this has been completed. When I come here, this is modification. So this is Sarah. So we can see that this has been completed. This is read only. So this has been removed. This was rejected. These other ones are active. So with that, we've come to the end of modification of a request. And one thing we should also take note of is on this line item, you can see that there is a count of reopening here. So that means that reopening can be done for as many times as possible. Okay, the data the data architecture allows for multiple reopening of requests. Okay, now for this to, so let's say this employee has come to the end of their stay in the organization and they now need to be offboarded. So to do that, you click on the offboard user, and then we can see the active application or resources assigned to this user. So to do that, you just start the offboarding, and of course I'm required to input the offboarding date, confirm initiation of offboarding. When I click that, it kickstarts the offboarding process, and it's saying that the next stage is the supervisor. So just like in the previous requests, we are going to use Kelly as, of course, Kelly is the supervisor, so we need Kelly to confirm and approve that. So I'm going to clear this. Okay, let me just refresh. All right, we can see that this is the offboarding process currently awaiting Kelly. So what Kelly simply needs to do is just to submit or to approve this. So he doesn't need to click on each of these. Then at the bottom here, you can see the different stages of offboarding. So you notice that the director stage was skipped or is not involved in the offboarding process. Neither is the owner's stage involved in the offboarding process. Once it is initiated, it goes to the supervisor and then security, network, and then application completer, depending on the resources we have here. So let's say there is no application in this active resources. That means the offboarding process would end at the network completer stage. So I'm just going to submit this. Submit. You can see that it is pending the security owner. So check security, and of course Kelly doesn't have access to the security page. So we'll go back to the other profile. So we are currently on the other profile. Come to security. Let's refresh. Then we can see Sarah. Click on Sarah. Then you will notice that the device has been removed. So the idea is that the complete device management is handled in another system. Okay, so we just have it here just to show that the supervisor and the director approved of that device. Okay, and now of course that is the beauty of Power Platform. It allows organizations to build solutions that fit their business process. Okay, so that's the assumption we are working with here. And then you can see that this is currently pending the security offboarding approval. So just click on this, approve. Now it is pending the network completer, as you can see in the notification. Click on network, Sarah. So for the network, I can't submit because I need to confirm the removal of this person from this network. Okay, so when I turn on the toggle, the submit button becomes active, and then I can go ahead to take that action. So it is now pending the completer. When I come here, so the same thing with the completer, there is no bulk submission or approval. I need to toggle on all of this just to ascertain that these things were access to these things were removed for that employee. This needs to be checked. It should be approved. So I'm just going to approve that, and then with that I have confirmed that the offboarding process has been completed. So when I come to the all request page, and don't forget we are working on offboard, so I'll check offboard, and then this is Sarah. You can see that all of these have been removed, and we also saw that this was removed, but I need to check to be sure that it's getting is properly populated here. So I can even see the approval history, and even for the network that was not showing, let's see. Okay, it's not here, but of course we are supposed to see all the um approval history for every item here. Okay, and with that we've come to the life cycle of an employee on this resource management application. So some other things we need to see. So these are overdue offboarding. As you can see, offboarding pending supervisor. This is currently overdue. Okay, the date should be somewhere in this details page so we can see it boldly. But these are overdue offboarding process, and that's why they are sorted to be at the top. Okay, what else can we see? And of course, once a request gets to the offboarding part, that select button is no longer available because the offboarding signals the end of the employee on the system. Another thing we need to check, let's go to the reports page. So this is currently fetching data from the data vars table also, but I've not done much on this part. This can always be done in such a way to get like vital information that can be used later on, maybe in the modification of the application, and even reassigning of roles to users. So for example, you can see the number of approval workload on me or on this profile here. So subsequently, additional people can be added, to relieve this user of this approval workload. Okay, so let's go to the settings page. Currently, the only thing happening here is the creation of FAQs. Okay, FAQs, add FAQ, and when that has been added, when you come to the FAQ section, you can see different FAQs. You can also filter based on your role on the application. You can search for questions and answer for keywords here. And then let's go to the admin part. So this is where applications are added to the system. You can also remove applications, same with network, same as devices. Then the roles that are assigned to applications during new requests or during modification of requests. Then this is where we assign applications to users as completers or as owners. And then network assignment also, you assign a network or a user to a network as a completer. And then this is where the general privilege is assigned. So you can see that Martin is only a supervisor. Martin is a supervisor in addition to being an application owner and an application completer. So those two are gotten from here. As long as you are assigned a completer or an owner on this part, you get those privileges. Okay, and then these two are the ones that are assigned manually: security owner and the data entry owner. So that is all. And also this application works fine with dark mode. Also, you can see, okay, maybe this needs adjustment. You can see the different pages. Okay, then one more thing I would do before I complete this is to show the application in edit mode. All right, so this is the application in edit mode. So this is where you input the prompts to get all of these things, and you can check your data model. I don't want to do that now. And then you can also check, you can make changes. Click on the section you want to make changes on, then you input your prompts. And what else? You can see the code. Yes, so that is that. So with that, I've come to the end of this demo. If you learned a thing or two, kindly like and reshare, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be sharing more exciting projects built with Power Apps vibe. All right, until next time, bye.